I woke up in the ICU with tubes in my chest and the rhythmic beep of machines counting every heartbeat. The fluorescent lights hurt my eyes. My mouth was dry. I could barely lift my head off the pillow, but I managed to turn it just enough to see the empty chair beside my bed. Lisa wasn't there. A nurse came in to check my vitals. She smiled at me with that practiced sympathy they teach in nursing school. "How are you feeling, Mr. Brennan?" "Where's my wife?" I asked. My voice came out like gravel. She hesitated, adjusted the IV drip. She left about an hour ago, said she'd be back soon." I nodded, closed my eyes, told myself she'd gone to get coffee or make some calls. The kids needed to know what happened. Our daughter Jennifer lived 2 states away. Our son Mark was overseas with the military. Lisa would have to coordinate everything. That's what I told myself. The cardiologist came by around noon, Dr. Patel. He'd been the one who'd performed the emergency procedure when my heart decided to quit on me in the middle of a Tuesday afternoon. I'd been pruning the roses in our backyard when the pain hit, like someone had wrapped a steel band around my chest and was tightening it with a wrench. "You're a lucky man, David," Dr. Patel said. Another 20 minutes and we'd be having a very different conversation. "Don't feel very lucky," I managed. He smiled. "You will, in time. We'll keep you here for observation. But the procedure went well. You'll need to make some lifestyle changes. Diet, exercise, stress reduction." He paused. "Is your wife coming back today? We should go over the care plan with both of you." "She'll be back," I said. She didn't come back that day, or the next. On day 3, a social worker visited my room. Margaret, late 50s, kind eyes, sensible shoes. She pulled up the chair Lisa should have been sitting in and folded her hands in her lap. "Mr. Brennan, we've been trying to reach your emergency contact, your wife Lisa. The number we have on file goes straight to voicemail." "She's probably just busy," I said. "Dealing with a lot right now." Margaret's expression didn't change, but something flickered in her eyes. Pity, maybe, or recognition, like she'd seen this before. "Is there anyone else we can call? Your children? They're far away. Jennifer's in Oregon, Mark's deployed." "Friends? Other family?" I thought about it, realized I didn't have an answer. Lisa and I had been married for 32 years. Somewhere along the way, our lives had narrowed. Or maybe just mine had. She had her book club, her tennis group, her volunteer work at the library. I had work and Lisa and the house and the garden. "I'll be fine," I told Margaret. "She'll show up." But even as I said it, something cold was settling in my stomach, something that had nothing to do with my heart. I'd met Lisa when I was 28. She was 25, working as a receptionist at the architectural firm, where I'd just made junior partner. She had this laugh that lit up the whole office. Made you want to be the reason for it? We dated for 8 months before I proposed. Got married at a little chapel overlooking the coast. Honeymooned in Hawaii. I thought we were happy. No, that's not quite true. I know we were happy, at least in the beginning. When Jennifer was born, Lisa quit her job to stay home. It's what we both wanted. Traditional, maybe, but it felt right. I worked 60-hour weeks to make partner. Lisa managed everything else. The house, the kids, the schedules, the doctor appointments, the school functions. When Mark came along 3 years later, we fell into a comfortable rhythm. I provided, she nurtured. We had date nights twice a month, took family vacations every summer. Somewhere around our 20th anniversary, things started to shift. The kids were older, more independent. Lisa started talking about going back to work, maybe finishing her degree. I encouraged it, told her I'd support whatever she wanted to do. She never did go back to school. Instead, she got more involved with her social groups, started taking trips with her friends, wine country, New York City, that cruise to Alaska she talked about for years. I didn't mind. I'd spent 2 decades building my career. It felt fair that she got to enjoy the fruits of that labor. By the time we hit 30 years, I'd made senior partner. The money was good, more than good. We'd paid off the house. Both kids were independent adults. We should have been entering the golden years. Instead, Lisa seemed to be pulling away. Nothing dramatic, just small things. She stopped asking about my day, stopped initiating affection, spent more time on her phone, texting friends I'd never met. I told myself it was normal. Marriage is long. You go through phases. Then my heart stopped, and she left. On day 4, Jennifer called the hospital directly. The nurses had managed to track her down. She was frantic, crying, asking why no one had told her sooner. "Dad, what happened? Why didn't Mom call me?" I didn't have an answer for that. "I'm okay, sweetheart, really. They caught it in time. I'm booking a flight. I'll be there tomorrow." "You don't have to do that." "Dad," her voice cracked, "where's Mom?" She's dealing with some things." "What things? You almost died." I didn't know what to tell her. Didn't know how to explain that her mother had walked out of the ICU while I was still unconscious and hadn't returned. "Just come when you can," I said. "It'll be good to see you." Jennifer arrived the next morning. She looked so much like her mother at that age it hurt. Same dark hair, same determined jaw. She hugged me carefully, mindful of all the tubes and wires. "You look terrible," she said. "You look beautiful." She pulled up the chair. The empty chair. "Where is she, Dad?" I took a breath. "I don't know." "What do you mean you don't know?" "She was here when they brought me in. Then she left. I haven't seen her since." Jennifer's face went through several expressions. Confusion, disbelief, anger. "She just, left while you were in the ICU?" "She said she'd be back." "That was 5 days ago." "I know." Jennifer pulled out her phone, dialed, put it on speaker. It rang 4 times, then went to voicemail. "Mom, it's Jen. I'm at the hospital with Dad. Call me back, now." She tried 3 more times. Same result. "I'm going to the house," Jennifer said, standing up. "No, this is insane." Jennifer came back 2 hours later. Her face was pale. She sat down heavily in the chair. "She's not there. The house is locked up. Her car's not in the garage." She paused. "But I found this on the kitchen counter." She held up a brochure. Glossy. Expensive looking. A cruise ship against a Caribbean sunset. 12 days of paradise emblazoned across the top. "There was a note," Jennifer continued. "It just said, 'See you in 2 weeks. Left food in the fridge. Dated the day after your surgery.'" I stared at the brochure, felt something inside me crack. "She went on a cruise," I said. "While you were in the ICU." "Yes." We sat in silence. The machines beeped. A code was called somewhere down the hall. "I don't understand," Jennifer finally said. "You almost died." They told her that, right? I thought back to those first confused moments. Tried to remember what Lisa had said, but it was all fragments. Pain, panic. The nurse's soothing voice. Lisa's face, pale and distant, before she turned away. "She knew," I said. Dr. Patel cleared me for discharge after a week. Jennifer wanted me to come stay with her in Oregon, but I refused. I wanted to go home. Needed to go home. Jennifer drove me, helped me inside. The house was exactly as I'd left it. Coffee mug still in the sink from that last morning. The pruning shears on the back patio where I'd dropped them. "I'm staying with you," Jennifer said, "at least until Mom gets back. You have work, a life." "Dad!" She looked at me with those eyes that were too much like her mother's. "I'm not leaving you alone." So she stayed, made dinner, helped me with the medications, the exercises, the new diet that made everything taste like cardboard. We didn't talk much about Lisa. What was there to say? 8 days after my discharge, Lisa came home. I was sitting in the living room when I heard her car in the driveway. My heart rate picked up. Jennifer was in the kitchen. I heard her stop moving. The front door opened. Lisa came in with her suitcase, looking tanned and relaxed. She was wearing a sundress I'd never seen before. Her hair was lighter, highlighted by the sun. She stopped when she saw me, seemed genuinely surprised. "David, you're home." I didn't trust myself to speak, just looked at her. Jennifer appeared in the doorway. "Mom," Lisa's smile faltered. Jennifer, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? What are you doing here? Where have you been? I was on a cruise. I told David, you told him in a note, while he was in the ICU. Lisa's face hardened. It was non-refundable, and David was fine. The doctors said he was stable. He almost died, but he didn't. Lisa looked at me directly for the first time. You're fine. I knew you would be. There it was, that edge, that bitterness I'd been hearing for years, but had convinced myself I was imagining. Mom, what is wrong with you? Jennifer's voice was shaking. Nothing is wrong with me. I'm finally doing what's right for me. Lisa moved past us toward the stairs. I need to unpack. We're not done talking about this, Jennifer called after her. Yes, we are. I listened to her footsteps on the stairs, heard our bedroom door close, not slam, close, controlled, deliberate. Jennifer sat down next to me. Dad, I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. What are you going to do? I didn't answer, because I still didn't fully believe it. Still thought that maybe tomorrow Lisa would apologize, would explain. But tomorrow came, and she didn't apologize. She made breakfast for herself, ate it, and went to her book club. Came home 6 hours later, like nothing had happened. We need to talk, I said that evening. Jennifer had reluctantly gone back to Oregon that morning. She was reading a magazine. Didn't look up. About what? About what happened, about us. Now she looked up. Her expression was flat. We're fine, David. You left me in the ICU to go on a cruise. It was non-refundable. Lisa, I said her name like a plea. I could have died, but you didn't. You're being dramatic. Something in me went very still. Am I? She sighed. Set down the magazine. Look, I know you want me to feel guilty, but I don't. We paid for that cruise. I wasn't going to waste $5,000 because you had a health scare. A health scare? You know what I mean. I looked at this woman, really looked at her, saw something I'd been avoiding seeing for a long time, the resentment, the coldness, the complete absence of concern. How long have you felt this way? I asked. Felt what way? Like you don't care whether I live or die. She flinched. Don't be absurd. Then explain it to me. Lisa stood up. You've never needed me, David. You need a maid, a cook, someone to manage your life so you can focus on work. That's what I've been for 30 years. And now that the kids are gone, suddenly you want a wife? It's too late. Too late for what? For us. She said it simply, like she was telling me we were out of milk. I'm done, David. I've been done for a while. The room seemed to tilt. So you waited until I almost died. I didn't plan it that way. When you were in the hospital, I realized I didn't have to pretend anymore, didn't have to keep up the act. The act of being happily married. I'm 57 years old, David. I don't want to spend the rest of my life waiting for you to notice me. I gave you everything, I said. The house, financial security, freedom to do whatever you wanted. You gave me money, Lisa corrected. You never gave me you. She left the room. I sat there in the growing darkness, her words echoing. The next few weeks were strange. We lived in the same house, but in different worlds. Lisa came and went as she pleased. I recovered slowly, following Dr. Patel's orders. Jennifer called every day. How are you doing, Dad? Fine, I'd say. And Mom? She's dealing with things. 6 weeks after my heart attack, I came home from a follow-up appointment to find Lisa in the living room with a man I didn't recognize. He was younger than me, maybe 50, tan, fit. David, Lisa said, this is Richard from my book club. Richard stood up, extended his hand. I stared at it. Richard's been helping me with some decisions, Lisa continued, about the future. I finally shook Richard's hand. Nice to meet you. Richard's in real estate, Lisa said. He's been giving me advice about investment properties. Investment properties? For after the divorce. The words landed like a second heart attack. I felt my chest tighten. David? Lisa's voice had an edge. Are you okay? You're divorcing me. We should talk about this later, Lisa said, glancing at Richard. No. Now. Why is he here? Richard cleared his throat. I should go. Yes, I said. You should? He looked at Lisa. She nodded. He left, but not before squeezing her hand. That small gesture told me everything. When the door closed, I turned to Lisa. How long? David, how long have you been sleeping with him? She didn't deny it. 3 months. 3 months? I'd had my heart attack 6 weeks ago, which meant she'd been with him before. Why? Lisa laughed. It wasn't kind. Because he pays attention to me. Because he looks at me like I matter. I never... You always. For years. You took me for granted. So you cheated. Yes, and I'm not sorry. For the first time in decades, I feel alive. I sat down. And the divorce? I've already filed. You'll get the papers this week. You couldn't wait until I was recovered? Recovered from what? You're fine. What am I supposed to wait for? For our marriage to mean something. Lisa's expression softened slightly, but it passed quickly. Those 32 years did mean something. We raised 2 children. We built a nice life. But people change, David. I changed. And you stayed exactly the same. She left me sitting there, went upstairs. I heard drawers opening. She was packing, already moving toward her new life with Richard from book club. The divorce papers arrived 3 days later. She wanted half of everything. The house, my retirement accounts, my pension, alimony. She had it all calculated. I called Jennifer, told her everything. She cried, then got angry. Dad, you need to fight this. Fight what? She had an affair. You need a lawyer. I hired James Chen, sharp, professional, realistic. This is going to be expensive, he told me. She's asking for a lot. What do you recommend? Try to negotiate, but it's going to cost you. I left his office feeling hollowed out, stopped at a coffee shop, sat there watching people, young couples, families, old people who'd made it work. My phone buzzed, a text from Lisa. Richard and I are looking at a condo downtown. Can you be out of the house tonight? We want to celebrate. I stared at the message, read it 3 times. I typed back, no. 3 dots appeared, disappeared. Fine, we'll go to his place. I set the phone down. My hands were shaking, not from fear, from rage, pure, clean rage. She wanted to take everything, my money, my home, my dignity. She wanted to burn down 32 years? No. Something crystallized in me. I'd been playing defense, trying to understand, trying to be fair. But if Lisa wanted a war, I could give her one, a strategic war, a quiet war. I called James back. I want to fight this, all of it. David, I told you. I know, but she's not getting half. She gave up fairness when she left me in the ICU. I want you to make this difficult. Silence. Then, okay, let's do it, but it's going to get ugly. Good, I said. That was the moment everything changed. I went home, started making lists. Every asset, every account, every investment. I'd built my career on details. Marriage was just another structure, and I knew this structure inside and out. Lisa came home late. I was in my office. Didn't look up when she passed. David, she called. I didn't answer, just kept working. She appeared in the doorway. What are you doing? Research. For what? I looked at her. For the divorce. Since we're doing this, I want it done right. Something flickered in her expression. I thought we'd be civil. You agreed to that. I agreed to nothing. David, don't be difficult. Get your lawyer to talk to my lawyer. That's how this works now, she stared at me. You're being petty. No, I'm being clear. You want out? Fine, but you're not taking everything I've built. I wasn't bored. I was lonely. Then you should have talked to me, instead of sleeping with Richard. Lisa's face flushed. I tried to talk to you for years. So you're the victim, the poor wife who had no choice? I'm not claiming to be a victim. I'm done apologizing for choosing myself. Choosing yourself? Is that what we're calling it? She turned to leave, stopped at the door. I loved you, David, for a long time. But somewhere along the way that love died, and staying married to you felt like suffocating. Then you should have left. Honestly, not like this. Maybe you're right, but this is what I did, and I can't change it. She left. I heard her bedroom door close. I didn't sleep that night, just kept working. The next morning I made a call to Paul Brennan, my younger brother. He specialized in forensic architecture, had connections. "David," Paul answered. "How's the heart?" "Functional. I need your help." "Name it." "Lisa's divorcing me, having an affair, trying to take everything." Paul was quiet. "What do you need?" "A forensic accountant, someone who can trace spending, track credit cards, look for hidden assets." "You think she's hiding money?" "I think she's been planning this. I want to know everything. That's going to cost you." "I don't care." "I know someone, Rebecca Martinez. I'll give her your number." Rebecca called that afternoon. We met for coffee. She was sharp, no nonsense. "Tell me what you want to find," she said. "Everything. Where the money's going. If there are accounts I don't know about. If Richard's involved." She pulled out a tablet. "I'll need access to your financial records. You'll have it by tomorrow. If there's something to find, I'll find it." Within a week, she called me. "We need to meet, not over the phone." We met at her office. She had printouts spread across her table. "Sit down," she said. I sat. She pushed papers toward me. "Your wife's been moving money for 8 months. Small amounts. It adds up." "How much?" "About $87,000. I felt my chest tighten. "Where?" "An account at a different bank, in her name only, opened 14 months ago." She flipped pages. "She's also been receiving payments, monthly, $5,000 each." "From who?" "An LLC, Pierce Holdings, owned by Richard Pierce." The room tilted. "He's been paying her?" "For over a year." I couldn't process it. "Why?" Rebecca shrugged. "Could be support. Investment. The point is, this looks like premeditation. She's been planning to leave with his help." "Can we use this?" "Absolutely. Dissipation of marital assets. Courts don't like that." "There's more," Rebecca said. "The cruise. The one while you were in the ICU? I found the charge?" "And?" "It was for 2. She booked a couple's package. Shared cabin." My hands clenched. "Richard went with her." "Yes. While you were recovering, they were on a cruise, paid for with your joint card." I thought I'd been angry before, but this was ice. This was clarity. "I want all of this documented," I said. My voice was calm. "Every transaction, every detail. Already on it. But David, this is going to get nasty. Are you ready?" "Yes." "And you're ready for how this will look? This won't be private." "I don't care." Rebecca studied me, then nodded. "Okay, let's burn it all down." I went home with copies of everything, sat in my office, looked at the numbers, the dates, the pattern. Lisa had been planning this for over a year, had been systematically stealing while I'd been working, thinking I was building our future. She knocked on my office door later. "David, can we talk?" "Come in." She entered. "My lawyer wants to set up mediation, try to settle without court. Are you willing?" I set down my pen. "Are you?" She seemed surprised. "Of course. I don't want this to be contentious." "You mean expensive." "I mean I'd prefer if we could be adults. We had a good run. Let's end it with dignity." "Dignity? After abandoning me, after cheating, after stealing?" "Sure," I said. "Let's mediate." She looked relieved. "Thank you." "When did you meet Richard?" I asked. Kept my tone casual. Lisa hesitated. "Does it matter?" "Just curious." "About 6 months ago. At book club." I nodded. Didn't correct her. Didn't mention the deposits that started 14 months ago. Just filed it away. "I hope you're happy," I said. She smiled, almost sad. "I am, or I will be, once this is over." She left. I went back to my papers, my evidence. The mediation was scheduled for 2 weeks later. In the meantime, I called in sick, told my partners I needed time. They understood. I met with James every other day, went over records, planned strategy. "This is good," James said. "Really good. The dissipation argument is strong. The affair is damning. The cruise? A judge is going to hate that. So what's the play? We go to mediation, but we don't reveal what we know. Not yet. Let them make demands. Then we hit them with everything. The mediation was held downtown. Lisa arrived with her lawyer, Margaret Powell. Expensive suit, fake smile. I came with James. We sat across from them. A mediator, Dr. Helen Strauss, sat at the head. "Thank you for coming," Dr. Strauss began. "The goal is to reach a fair settlement without trial." Margaret spoke first. Presented Lisa as the long-suffering wife who'd sacrificed her career, who'd raised our children alone, who'd been emotionally neglected, who deserved more than half as compensation. I sat there listening, watching Lisa nod along. When Margaret finished, Dr. Strauss turned to James. "Mr. Chen?" James opened his briefcase, pulled out a folder, set it on the table. "Before we discuss settlement," James said calmly, "there are facts we need to address." Margaret frowned. "What facts?" James slid the folder across. Margaret opened it. I watched her face change, color drain. "What is this?" Margaret asked. "Financial records," James said, "showing Mrs. Brennan has been moving marital assets into a secret account for 8 months, approximately $87,000. Also records of monthly payments from Richard Pierce for over a year, and evidence that the cruise she took while Mr. Brennan was hospitalized was a couple's vacation, with Mr. Pierce charged to the marital card." The room went quiet. Lisa's face had gone pale. "You had me investigated?" "I verified facts," I said calmly. "Everything's documented." Margaret was flipping through pages. "This changes things." "Yes," James agreed. "Mrs. Brennan has engaged in dissipation of marital assets, long-term affair, and abandoned him during a medical crisis to vacation with her lover. None of this supports her claim." Dr. Strauss looked uncomfortable. "Perhaps we should take a break." Margaret stood immediately. "Yes." Lisa followed her out, didn't look at me. "That went well," James said quietly. 15 minutes later, they came back. Lisa looked like she'd been crying. Margaret looked furious. "My client has a revised offer," Margaret said stiffly. "We're listening," James replied. "Mrs. Brennan will accept 40% instead of 50%. She'll withdraw alimony and vacate the home within 60 days. James looked at me. I shook my head. "Counteroffer," James said. "Mrs. Brennan receives 30%, excluding Mr. Brennan's retirement and pension. 30 days to vacate, and she returns the $87,000. Margaret's jaw tightened. "Unacceptable." "Then we'll see you in court," James said, "where all of this becomes public record, where Mr. Brennan's colleagues, friends, and children get to read about how Mrs. Brennan abandoned him in the ICU to take a lover's cruise, charged to his card." Lisa made a small sound, almost a sob. Margaret leaned over, whispered to her. Lisa nodded. "Fine," Margaret said. "We accept." Just like that, it was over. We signed preliminary agreements, set dates, arranged transfers, very civilized. When we left, Lisa was standing in the parking lot, alone. "David," she called. I stopped, turned. "I'm sorry," she said, "for all of it. I never meant—" "Yes, you did," I said. "You planned it. You executed it. The only thing you didn't plan for was getting caught." "I was unhappy. So was I, but I didn't cheat, didn't steal, didn't abandon you." Tears ran down her face. "I know I was wrong, but please, don't hate me. We had 32 years. That has to mean something." I looked at her. This woman I'd once loved more than anything. "It did mean something," I said, "until you threw it away. Now it just means I'm free." I got in the car, didn't look back. Lisa moved out 3 weeks later, took her clothes, some furniture, left everything else. The house felt empty at first. Then it just felt like mine. The divorce was finalized 2 months later. 32 years dissolved. I got 70% of everything. The house, most of my retirement, my pension. She got her 30% and disappeared with Richard. Jennifer came to visit after, stayed for a week. We didn't talk much about Lisa, just spent time together, cooked, watched movies, took walks, rebuilt something. "Are you okay, Dad?" she asked on her last night. "I'm getting there." "I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself." "Yeah?" "Yeah. You deserved better. You deserved respect." I hugged my daughter. "Thank you." After she left, I stood in my quiet house. My house that was just mine now. No lies, no betrayal, no pretending. Dr. Patel called a few days later. "David, your latest test came back. Heart looks good. Very good." "I will," I said. And I meant it. Because for the first time in years, I knew exactly what I was doing. I was living, on my terms, for myself, without Lisa. 6 months later, I heard through mutual friends that Lisa and Richard had split. Apparently, he'd been married, still was. His wife found out and took him for everything. Lisa ended up alone in her downtown condo, working part-time at a bookstore to make ends meet. I felt nothing when I heard that. No satisfaction, no vindication, nothing. She made her choices. I made mine. I started dating someone new last month, Emma. She's a landscape architect. We met at a conference. She's funny, kind, present. She asks about my day and listens. We're taking it slow. Sometimes I think about Lisa, about what went wrong, but mostly I don't, because dwelling on the past won't change it. And I've learned something important. You can't save a relationship with someone who's already left. The house is different now. I renovated, new paint, new furniture, made it mine. The garden is thriving. Roses are blooming, including me. I survived a heart attack, survived a betrayal that should have broken me, and I'm still here, still standing, still building. That's enough. More than enough. It's everything.